Hello, welcome to the semi-regular look at Python jobs in the UK. So we'll look at some different vacancies advertised online, and the first one I've got here is a Python developer, cybersecurity. Salary is from £50,000 a year, remote, and tech stuck. So rather than a tech stack, they use a tech stuck, which is quite interesting. Um, Cybersecurity based in Greater London, harness the power of AI to identify and mitigate vulnerabilities within applications, code, third-party libraries, software, and infrastructure. Uh, Interestingly, strong understanding of databases, preferably Mongo and Postgres. You'd think they'd also add a vector database nowadays, like Quadrant or Pinecone or something, if they're going to be doing some clever AI stuff. So backed by angel investors. For any of you who aren't familiar, angel investors is like venture capital, which means they have it's called seed rounds, or where they keep having to go back and ask for more money. For instance, if you've got a small company and it raises, 1 or 2 or 5 million is a first seed round, really that's only going to pay a few salaries for a year. So yeah, don't, don't treat these type of roles as jobs for life. So cloud experience, GCP is a plus. So personally, I I've got a slight bias towards or preference towards GCP and Postgres. So yeah, uh, that looks okay. Freedom on deciding when to work. So as long as you do the job and get the hours in, they delivery oriented company, not time. So that's quite, I respect that. Stock options, well, they may or may not be worth a lot depending on how the company develops. But front end development, UI, UX. Mm, I always struggle to. I guess if you're a good all rounder, then that's doable. But yeah, jack of all trades always springs to mind when they want someone who's you know both Python database back end and then they want front end as well. Right, let's just go back up to the top. So this was just a general search on Python. It's June 2024. So this one, so no surprise where the money is, banking as always. That was 30 days ago. So let's sort by date posted, last 7 days, just in case any of these are of interest to anybody watching this video. So um, the Virtual Forge is an international company with offices in UK, Portugal, UAE, and US. We're experts in designing and developing data-driven software. From 50,000 a year, dress code, job description, cloud, SaaS, blah, blah, blah. So must have grasp of Python, practical experience of AWS or Azure, ETL, uh, experience, understanding integrations, AI models, range of options, SageMaker, Bedrock, Llama, C++, Hugging Face, Open. Since when was that? I don't know. But you have to watch some of these descriptions because they're written by HR people or they've been misinterpreted by HR people. Open search, Elasticsearch, high level of experience, high level knowledge of React or C Sharp. Okay, so that's yeah, not exactly Python developer specific, but not that many of these are really. It seems that Python crops up as a kind of a keyword in lots of job descriptions, and yeah, quite often it's either this is not a DevOps role. I was just about to say, quite often some of these are borderline DevOps roles these days. Um, ATM installation. That's a cash machine, I believe. £13 an hour. You would get more working in a supermarket. Okay, Mendix developer. I don't know what Mendix is. Let's just have a look. clean code, proficiency, Java, Python, or C++. This always interests me because obviously Java and C++ are quite different to Python, but contractor need SC, so that's security cleared clearance. Mendix applications development, 4 years required. That thins out the potentials a bit. So as you can see, if you've watched my older videos, you remember kind of the salaries were between 35, 40, 45,000. Now it has crept up with salaries from for junior software developer there, counter-terrorism. I better not say that word in case YouTube don't like it, but you can read that. Yeah, so 50. But then again, the cost of living is shot up by even more, so we're all worse off. Um, that's not just me being grumpy. Yeah, you can verify that. That's years ago, you used to be able to buy a house on one person's salary. Now you can barely buy a mediocre house on two people's salaries. So what WTF happened in 1971, if anyone's interested. Computer vision engineer. Utilize ROS2 for developing managing robotic systems, AWS cloud, Python and C++. I guess Python and C++ do play nicely together, especially if you want to, yeah, you can write and compile the stuff that needs to run very fast in C++ and then call it from Python. And if you want to do that with, is it, you've got PY03 and you've got Maturin as well. So there's different ways to kind of integrate C++ into Python. Bachelor's or master's degree in computer science, 55,000 depending on the experience. Strong experience of PyTorch, RoboFlow. Right, let's look at this one. Do you get excited when hearing about trademarks and brand protection news? Okay. So what's this doing? It's brand protection. 150 terabytes of BigQuery, Rabbit, Kafka, Python. So again, it sounds like there's a bit of overlap with yeah, data, big data, AI, scalable, robust platforms, blah blah blah. Python, Elasticsearch, BigQuery, database. At least they're not asking for full stack, so kudos to them for that. Jira and Confluence, if you've used those, you'll probably just start yawning. Obviously, companies have to manage with some sort of management and ticketing stuff, but yeah, Agile, Jira, Confluence. Just seeing those words kind of paints a picture. So if that's not for you, or if you're happy with that, then all good. But certain keywords such as Jira, Agile, um, they BigQuery, they do give you a clue as to kind of the culture and the size of the company and what it would be like to work there. Effectively, it's pretty much the opposite of a startup, which might be a little bit more flexible and dynamic, and yeah, slightly the role might be slightly less defined. Linux engineer, embarking on a remarkable adventure with our client, leading insurance provider. Uh, Analytics, pharma, so it's pharma, biometric. I think these are the names of the recruiters actually, but Power Apps, software engineer, 59 to 99. Wow. Remote. Let's see what all this is about. It's also interesting to look at the trends in the actual sectors of the employers. What businesses are they in? Because it's increasingly looking like, in the UK, it's increasingly looking like either big government or pharmaceuticals, or finance. Ruby, C, Python. collaborate with product owners and stakeholders. Again, certain words, for me personally, these words just make me kind of glaze over when you start talking about stakeholders. Um, Collaborate with cross-functional teams. Yeah, it's just my personal preference. If you're used to this background, and yeah, I mean, obviously the salary's good, so I'm not here to discourage anybody from wanting to do these jobs, but yeah, if you sometimes feel like a square peg in a round hole, then yes, stakeholders, product owners, cross-functional teams might not be kind of the right environment for you. Embedded software engineer, med tech, medical again, software engineer, talented dynamic engineering team focused on software as a service, remote in London. Okay, 400 employees, international setting, low hierarchy work environment. Sounds okay. 2 years experience with back-end development in Node.js, 1 year with Python, computer science degree. So yeah, if you've got some JavaScript expertise, that's probably quite an interesting opportunity. Senior pre-sales engineer, security and compliance automation solutions, innovative technology to protect businesses from cyber threats. Maintain deep understanding of products, technical guidance, proof of concepts, customer engagement, collaboration, feedback, problem solving. 5 years of experience, pre-sales, engineering. So it's kind of, yeah, pre-sales rather than anything specifically related to software development. 24 to 30, safety intelligence gathering. No, we've got mechanical engineer there. Software engineer, Python junior to senior. Let's have a look at this one. Oxford. So Oxford in the UK seems to be quite a good area for software roles. So yeah, you need to think about the sector, you need to think about the geographic location because even if it's hybrid, well, hybrid still means you've got to travel there. So if you lived in Newcastle, for instance, or Cornwall, then that might be a bit of well, it'd be like a 8-hour round trip probably, especially with traffic jams and so on. So what you need: Python, Unix, Linux, Secure, Agile, Scrum. They develop innovative software based on natural language processing. Their text mining platform enables rapid discovery of new intelligence from text and is deployed in areas such as bioinformatics, healthcare, and business intelligence. If you've watched any of my earlier videos, you'll have seen that I did a video where I extracted text from a PDF using Tabular. The reason I say that is because with anything bioinformatics, then rather than just kind of web scraping per se, then you might be needing to extract text from lots of academic research papers, for instance, which would probably be PDFs rather than just web page articles. Um, you know, a lot of the research is published as PDFs, which can typically be 50 or 100 pages and not always published as HTML. So let's have a look. Python software engineer, JP Morgan. Not a big fan of banks, but let's have a look anyway. Again, this video is not about me and my biases. So, oh, that's quite a bland description. Analyzes, synthesizes, develops visualizations and reporting from large diverse data set. So they're making dashboards basically. SQL, Oracle, hands-on, Kafka, blah, blah, blah. Okay, not much I can really say about that. Science and Technology Facilities Council, 53 to 59. Yeah, the salaries have definitely gone up, but I say if the salaries have gone up by 10 or 20%, I think the cost of living's probably gone up. I think they printed, is it 40% more money with QE since 2020 with COVID and so on. So basically, if your salary's gone up by 10 or 20%, but the value of money's gone down by 40%, then we're all worse off, really. And the tax thresholds have stayed the same. So even if you're earning more money, the level it, the amount of money you can earn before you pay tax is actually means you're worse off anyway. So, but I'm not here to moan about tax and financial malfeasance. UK research, Python, C Sharp, C++, cross-platform user interfaces, real-time quantum computer control, superconducting systems. Wow. Quantum emulation on our in-house HPC cluster. If you know about qubits, then this will be just up your street. Microsoft tools. Okay. C Sharp programming language and .NET ecosystem. Rust. Wow. Python programming languages, quantum programming. BPS, baseline personal security. That's lower. So if you didn't know, BPSS is like a lower level compared to yeah. So once in the post, then you do go for the SC clearance, which is the kind of the next level up. Cybersecurity, software engineer. Let's look at software engineer. FOSS, that looks good. Free open source software. Whenever you see kind of C++ Linux as well with Python, then to me that always looks slightly more. It looks slightly more technical, but also slightly more correct. If they want this, you're probably not going to be writing dashboards and doing all that other stuff. You see life site. Oh, all phases of the software engineering lifestyle. I think they mean life cycle. Some of the typos in here are hilarious, but Deutsche Bank. So again, more bank. There we go. Centralized finance, crypto, remote up to 140K, crypto trading. Second into third line network engineer. That's disgusting. I bet they want Cisco certifications. Yeah. Thing is, if you want to be a network engineer these days, more and more of the kind of the configuration is becoming centralized, especially with Meraki. So you're effectively being asked to have high skills to do a job which is becoming increasingly de-skilled. And I can say that from well 5 years experience plus in as a third line network engineer. So perform network maintenance, upgrades, patches, hotfixes, security config. Yeah, so basically that'll be midnight on a Saturday night. You'll be connected into a data center and doing some firmware upgrades. And then, yeah, so you'll be doing like 1 hour's work at midnight and hoping you get paid double time. Probably, I would not recommend that. Really wouldn't. Um, Obviously, I've kind of moved sideways from networks, and as you can see, the pay there was 35,000, whereas software is sort of typically 50 or more. So I'm not saying chase the money, but we all need money and got mortgages and pensions to think of. So one day. Python, ML, 100% remote. So far, so good. Experience with JavaScript, React. I mean, I've tinkered with JavaScript, but I've not really, yeah. Python, To be honest, that's probably a decent role. I'm not getting too enthusiastic about it because I don't have the JavaScript knowledge, but that looks pretty decent to be fair. Good pay, ML, nothing, no nonsense about they're not really ramming the agile and Scrum and everything down your throat. They're not really hitting you over the head with the Microsoft stick. So stock options, fully remote, Python, SQL relational. Yeah, that's pretty good. Um, if I had decent JavaScript skills, I'd probably apply for that. UFiber. Okay, so this is senior network engineer. So it's not really. I don't know what showed up with it on a Python search, but it's basically a broadband company looking for someone with broadband network. Blah blah blah. Okay, skip that. Python backend developer, hybrid. Candidates must be in the office 4 days a week. It's not very hybrid then, is it? 1 to 2 knowledges of working with Python. Okay. Well, that's quite good because obviously there's so few jobs that ever do actually have such a uh, realistic or sensible or well, low barrier to entry. Experience with APIs, WebSockets, Linux, it's all good. Yeah, can't really criticize that. What did it actually do? Oh, interfaces with crypto exchanges, deploy our models. Okay, so it's backend Python models which work with interfaces with the various crypto exchanges we trade on. Right, software engineer, 35 to 40, so that's not great pay. I'm not even going to talk about these because it's too much of a delicate topic. So software, Rise Technical, I've seen Rise. So Llanelli in Wales on site, C Sharp, VB Net. What does it actually do? Automotive diagnostics and electric vehicles to support the company throughout. Yeah, so C Sharp, VB Net, VB.net. Didn't even know that was still a thing. Um, software engineer, Manchester, Disney Entertainment, Agile, Postgres, MySQL. Okay, Elasticsearch, AWS. Building one of the largest streaming platforms. Things we look for. This is interesting. So have at least a base understanding of development practices for developing, testing, and deploying high quality code. Python or any. I think the reason why Python um, is bundled in with C or Java or anything is purely because it is object oriented, and that's an important thing from their point of view. Understand main concepts of cloud, for example, AWS. Familiar with REST, GraphQL, understanding databases, persistent storage. Um, yeah, you probably will need to embrace the diversity side of things. Not gonna cast any opinions on that. Data analyst, remote in London. Nevoda is a young, energetic global team headquartered in London. Buyers and sellers of jewelry on our online platform. Company sales have grown 250% in the last 12 months. Because people were buying gold probably instead of because the value of the money is decreasing so quickly. 2 years data science, 1 year data warehousing, extensive SQL, Excel, Google Sheets, Tableau, BI, fun Fridays with the team. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna diss them. Python are statistical modeling. So yeah, that's interesting, different. Python software ML ops based in Belfast, but hybrid. So Belfast is if you're in England, Wales, or Scotland, you'd need to fly there. It's hybrid. Security, CI/CD pipelines. You'd kind of expect all that from ML ops, wouldn't you? So Liberty IT is tech wing of Liberty Mutual Insurance, bringing peace of mind, customers, blah blah blah. Okay, salary. Did we see the salary on this? No. Right, let's look at a couple more and then we'll wrap it up. But this is kind of this is interesting from the point of view that salaries have crept up. I can't deny that. Um, and I am noticing definitely more Python with JavaScript and React. Again, this one. It's definitely becoming a trend. They want, both. So if you're kind of Oxbridge or Russell Group University, that's 50 grand and plus student loans and debt already before you get started. Um, Fast API, Docker, Postgres, Redis. You also have TypeScript and React front-end skills. Salary to 120,000. Wow. That's more than, wow, that is a lot. 70/30 split between back-end and front-end development. So really they need you doing everything. Top hedge fund. Wow. I suspect the salary for that will be quite lucrative. Um, Here we go. Yeah, there's some quite bespoke stuff here by the looks of it. Working with the FIX trading protocol used as a standard by execution management teams. Yeah, so you're only really going to be getting this if you've already got your feet under the table at a similar company. Regulatory reporting, data analytics, 5 years experience in relevant role. Okay, let's just get one or two more then. Electronics, development operations, Python software tech scale up, hybrid, London. So yeah. Are you data-centric Python software engineer looking for an opportunity to make an impact and progress your career in a tech scale-up? You could be joining a global fintech that provides data-centric platform to enable investment managers to make informed decisions. Python, NumPy, Pandas, SQL, AWS Lambdas. Bonus, 20 to 25%. So if your salary was, that's £20,000 a year bonus. Wow, unbelievable. You have strong knowledge of computer science fundamentals, OOP, data structures, and design patterns. So probably when you start learning Python, or if you come from it fresh, you'll probably be focusing on learning the syntax and the language itself. Um, and I think many books will teach you how to work with lists and dictionaries and pop, push, delete, remove, add, and all that stuff. And then you'd get to the OOP stuff with, Nadunda methods and magic methods and so on. But um, yeah, the bit that it doesn't cover, and I've observed from watching many online university courses, especially during COVID, is the emphasis on, data structures and design patterns. Um, so sort algorithms, of which there are many. Um, just because there's dot sort in Python, but underneath the bonnet, there's, so, and design patterns, you got um, well, there's just so many patterns. But to start to kind of go beyond just being a script kiddie or whatever, then yeah, design patterns and data structures are kind of the thing to focus on. But if you've got a computer science degree, you will undoubtedly have covered those anyway. So, but if you're self-taught, don't just do the OOP bit. You'll need the data structures and design patterns knowledge as well. Otherwise, you'll get found out. And if you just like doing scripting because you're working as a network engineer or something, then again, the OOP bit you'll probably be self-taught and you'll pick up, but the data structures and design patterns you need to go out there and kind of seek that information and then practice it and be fluent in it really. State patterns and builder patterns and so on. Data analyst 35, software engineer 35, 25 to, yeah, some of the salaries are just a bit all over the place, aren't they really? Systems engineer 41,000, front end software developer, consultancy in Bristol, cloud-based IoT, working with APIs, generate documentation, agile, marketing activities, consultancy, functionally with other departments, coordinate transfer of new product systems into commercial. Okay. Right, so I think that's been interesting because we've actually seen that the salaries have crept up. We've seen that there's a slight increase in roles requiring Python with JavaScript or Python with React. And then we've seen that most of the highly paid Python jobs are with finance, typically in London. And we've also noticed that hybrid is, yeah, you just, as always, you need to watch what hybrid really means because sometimes hybrid can mean 4 days a week in the office, as we saw. And yeah, if you want to work somewhere where the tech's stuck, then go back to start a video and apply for that one. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully it's been interesting. Leave me any comments, suggestions. If any of you disagree with what I've said or really agree with what I said, always good to hear from everyone. So yeah, thanks for watching.